Hello there, my name is Davis, and welcome to something slightly different from the Road to Glory. This is going to be perhaps episode one of a review series, and as you can tell from the title, we are starting off with the left wing Croatian Orsic, and he looks like a very, very interesting card. One I wanted to try out. First of all, because he had a couple of upgrades last year, including a headliners, I believe, and his second in form, I think when it came out, it went extinct for a good while on the market until they updated his price range. And he looks just as good this year for us. I mean, for a Team of the Week 2 card, and for how cheap he was to buy, he looks very, very good for value. I mean, he could have easily been overlooked by many of the cards in Team of the Week 2. There's a very, very strong Team of the Week. Lewandowski's in there, Harry Kane, Haaland, even St. Maximin, Grealish, and Ollie Watkins. All look very, very strong cards. So it would have been quite easy for especially new players to overlook someone like Orsic. But hopefully, if you're having thoughts about buying him, especially not wanting to invest, and it's not a lot of coins, but at the start of the game, when you're just starting out, you don't want to be wasting coins on players you don't think you're going to enjoy. So hopefully this can clear some stuff up for anyone thinking of buying him. I'm going to give my honest opinions. Going to play some games with him. Some games probably start off with some friendlies, and then maybe jump into div rivals if I'm feeling confident with the team and how it plays. Currently sat at Division 2 on rivals, I believe, and hopefully we can do well with it. But this is the starting team. I wanted to be a pretty weak team, shall I say? It's not terrible, but Orsic will certainly be the prominent attacker in it. We obviously have Orsic at left wing, playing a 4-3-3-3, the third variant. Orsic at left wing, Ante Rebic at striker, and Lazaro of Mönchengladbach at right mid or right wing. We have Modric, the in the 10 role he will be in game. I'll show the in-game formation when we get there. The new Tonali SBC card, which I think ends today. It's only 8k if you can do it. I would recommend, because obviously if he gets an inform, I think he goes up to 81 rated, which would make him a very, very good card. Already as a set base 77, he looks a strong card for an early game. Dennis Zakaria at CDM, part of my first team, and the same for pretty much the back line. My full first team squad as it stands of Mbabu, Akanji, nice little triangle there of fast defenders and defensive midfielder, and Renan Lodi and Eder Militao and Courtois in goals. So little Real Madrid and Swiss hybrid at the back, and a Croatian flair up top. Not expecting too much from Rebic or Lazaro. Hopefully all the focus will be on Orsic. And I am a little bit intrigued to see how Modric gets on in the number 10 role, which he will be playing. As you can see here, 4-2-3-1 in the formation. That's what we go into at the start of every game. Orsic up top. Ante Rebic will make his way left wing or left attacking mid. Modric will come into the cam, the number 10 role. Lazaro on the right attacking mid. Tonali and Zakaria in the CDMs, and that is that. Hopefully we can get off to a good start. Hopefully get some decent enough goals, or show me that he was worth buying or trying out. Someone I was looking forward to. A big rating from his previous card. A big upgrade, and hopefully it goes well. Before we get into the first games, I will go into a little. I'll show the in-game stats in a little bit detail first. Start with the data. 5'10", very nice height for the way we're going to play him up front. as a striker. High work rates may turn some people off, but if you you will be on stay forward and get in behind, so hopefully you won't be tracking back too much, which might put some people off, but I think I'll be okay with it for now. The one thing that doesn't go in his favour for me, however, is the 3-star skill moves. I am somebody who does tend to use more skill moves than most, and 4 or 5-star skillers are much more preference of mine. But we'll use him anyway and try him out. The 4-star weak foot is nice, however, being able to turn onto either foot, left or right, and still get a decent enough shot off will be very nice, in contrast to not being able to use skill moves to find that right foot. Into his actual stats, 94 pace to begin with, unbelievable. Just to get in behind, everyone should know by now how important pace is in this game already, especially early on. Not everyone's going to have a Joe Gomez or a Theo Hernandez, or is it Lucas Hernandez or whoever, or David Alaba, coming up against bog standard defenders. He is going to give them a very, very bad time. Onto his shooting, his 84 to start with is fantastic as things go. 82 attack position means he's going to get into decent areas. He's going to be able to find spaces so he can get in behind and run beyond defenders. The finishing, 83, boosted all the way to 98 with the finisher chem style. So he is going to be, hopefully, fingers crossed, finishing almost every chance he gets. Likewise, 96 shot power with the added chem. It means he's hopefully going to rocket it past keepers. 85 long shots is interesting. I haven't really tried too many long shots this year, so it'll be interesting to see how he does with that. Nice little combo of decent long shots and good shot power should be helpful. Volleys should hopefully be able to see how it's like with the overpowered crossing, and hopefully we'll be able to see maybe a penalty, see how that goes. I'm not very good at penalties this year. I haven't got a very good track record. Onto passing, it's okay. It's pretty standard across the board. The main things in there for me is the free kick accuracy. Looks like a decent enough free kick taker, but it's nothing to get boosted from the chem style. That's only shooting and dribbling. Crossing should be okay if you want to play him left wing. By the looks of him, I'd highly recommend playing him through the middle. Short passing and long passing will get the job done for a striker. I can't imagine he'll let him down too much. Onto the second or third biggest talking point of this card, dribbling. Starting off 93 boosted to 96 agility and 90 boosted to 95 balance means he's going to be very, very nippy, very agile, and feel very nice to use when on the ball. 78 reactions, hopefully should be pretty decent. I don't know what other top players have in comparison, but that doesn't seem like a terrible score to begin with. Ball control might let him down a little bit, only being 76. Might lose the ball, feel like miscontrol some touches or let the ball run away from him. But that should hopefully be lessened by the fact that with a plus 15 on a base 82 dribbling, he goes to 97 dribbling with his chem style. He should be able to not let himself down too much. An 82 composure. Composure's been pretty big the last few years on FIFA, being able to just do things under pressure of a defender. That should be very nice, starting off at 82. In terms of defending and physical, nothing really of note. The strength was one thing you'd want to be looking for. It's not great, 62, but 84 stamina means you should be able to run for days and last the whole match. He's pretty good in stamina, but aggression, strength, and jump in's not great in terms of physical. And finally, we get to the player traits. So he does have a long shot taker and a speed dribbler, which is that's only relevant to AI. But he does have the finesse shot, which is very, very nice indeed, considering, I mean, he has a base 86 curve, but as soon as you have the finesse shot, I'm pretty sure you hit that RB button, RB circle, and it hits it like he's got 99 curve. I think that's how it works. I might be completely talking out my arse, but I think that's how it works. So yeah, hopefully, as a striker through the middle, he's going to feel very, very good. Decent first side to come up against. That's a very fast backline, which will certainly test out Orsic's pace, and hopefully he can cause them some problems. Modric, love that. As a penalty, thank you very much. A lovely start. Modric, nice little close control dribbling, and shows decent acceleration with the catalyst trait on. Let's try out the Orsic's penalties. Keeper guessed right. Modric finishes that off, and despite missing the penalty, we start 1-0 up. Good stop. Hit that. It's not a bad effort from Orsic there, edge of the box. Good one too. Hit that. It's gone low. Keeper saved him. Maybe should have tried the overpowered chip. Used the chance to show the pace up against Haps, who's a pretty fast customer. Nice little turn inside. Eric Bailly just in our way. Orsic again in behind. Finesse shot. That's a great goal. Lovely little turn inside. Sells Ake. He feels very, very nippy. Orsic through again. Keeper comes flying out, and that is an easy 3-0. Orsic starting to tear him apart. Bailly and Ake are very, very quick centre backs, and he is burning past them at the moment. Team feels pretty nice to play with. Might try out maybe try this in Rivals after this one. They've had a nightmare. Rebic floats it back stick, doesn't quite get it. Modric chips over the keeper, overpowered shot, and it's 4-0. And there's the pause. We might have an early finish. We do indeed. Strong start. 2 goals for Modric, 2 goals for Orsic, and we move on to the next one. Second game we go into Rivals, and that is some team to come up against. This will be a test. Hazard, Dembele, Messi, Frankie, Valverde, Joe Gomez, Mendy, Wan-Bissaka, Longley, a whole host of big names in there. A team well worth over £1 million or million coins, and if we can do her against this team in Division 2, I think we could probably do her against anyone at this stage. It's not a great start. Messi finds himself in the middle, fake shot, speed up thing, and we are 1-0 down. Also just made the run, player into his feet, hit that. Weak foot, not ideal, hoping for a little bit better there. Also just made the run. He's done me with the keeper. I should just put my foot through it, thought he was bringing him out. That's a poor pass. Gives it straight to João Felix. As him turn inside, and that's a free goal. And we are 2-0 down. For some reason it chooses to pass inside rather than spreading the play out to Rebic. Very frustrating. And that is not a good half. Not a good half at all. Had a couple of chances, should have really been back in the game. But unable to really do anything so far. More or less gifted them their 2 goals. Drifts past Mendy. Hit that. That's a great strike. Drills it past the keeper. Orsic gets us slightly back into the game. Good turn of pace there. First real showing from him. And that's what we wanted to see. It's not a great ball. That's straight on. We get away with that with Modric, but just kind of puts it away from him. Oh, there it is, boys. Lovely little turn of space. Found the space in behind, and the little overpowered chip over the keeper does bring him all the way this time. And we're back 2-2. Longley dives in. Can't quite catch Orsic. That acceleration, just doing enough to get away from him. That's another poor pass from Orsic. That's one thing that's let him down so far. 90th minute. Finds the space. Hazard, first time shot. I think that might be that. And that is how it ends. Very tough first game in Rivals in terms of trying to see how Orsic plays. But I mean, if you got to try him against the big boys at some point just to see how he fares up. And to be honest, he wasn't too bad. The team in general has kind of let him down. If anything, in terms of matching player for player, we had no chance. But as you can see, we had the same amount of chances. They scored 1 more goal than us. Mislav Orsic took both his chances where he could very well indeed. A nice shot across the keeper and a chip over the keeper in the dying minutes before finally succumbing to Eden Hazard on the left wing. But not a bad second game in Rivals. Perhaps try another Rivals. Can't imagine we're not going to come up against teams like that every game, so hopefully the next one's a little bit more kind to us. Okay, so I played a couple more games. I went back into friendlies for, I think it was 3 games I think I played, just to get some more clips as I talk over the in-depth my opinion on each attribute. And we'll start with pace, and I mean, what more can you say? I mean, 94 pace does exactly what you expect it to. At this current stage in the game, he blasts past most defenders. I think in a couple of the clips, he's up against Gabriel Paulista, the Brazilian centre-back from La Liga, who is by no means slow, and he blows past him in a couple of clips. Even the likes of Mendy earlier on in the video, he flies past him, and again in one of the other clips. So in terms of pace, very, very good. It means you don't have to put a chem style which boosts that, which is very nice for your forwards, especially one that's not a natural forward, because you can put something like a finisher or a sniper which boosts shooting even more, which improves him in that area. Which leads us nicely into what's probably the best thing about this card. He is absolutely deadly in and around the box. I don't know what it is. It's probably the combination of the chem style boosting his finishing to 98, the fact that his shot power gets boosted to 96, and the fact that he also has the finesse shot trait. All of those things combined means that this, if you just hold down RB, hit it across the keeper into that far corner, and he is scoring 8 times out of 10. I think he's sitting on about maybe. I know the game doesn't count friendly goals anymore, but in about 5 games, I think he scored around 12 goals altogether, which is a very, very good return, and it's exactly what you want from a cheap, fast, early meta striker, potential super sub. I mean, you swap him, you bring him on late in the game against tired defenders, and he is going to run them ragged and going to get you goals. Now, probably onto his biggest downfall in the card, and the thing that frustrated me the most with him. He wasn't a perfect player, far from it, and that was his passing. In terms of being a solo striker up top, sometimes you do need that player to hold the ball up, wait for players to run past, and then give her off. And he struggled in that department. Now, obviously, he only has 76 passing. It's not fantastic, but it's not terrible, so I wasn't expecting miracles. But I just found a lot of through balls were either a little short, or they would go too close to the defender and they'd snuff her out, or they'd be overhit, and it got quite frustrating that he wasn't able to turn some good attacking chances into anything of substance. He wasn't able to be that creative spark. He is more the guy you want running behind your centre attacking mid example, like we played Modric, setting him free many times. If it isn't your cup of tea, you can always chuck a different chem style on him. One that does boost passing attributes, something like a Deadeye, which brings his shooting up to a 92 and his passing up to an 83, which would make him more suited to a cam or centre forward role, some sort of second striker, if you do have another pacey striker running in behind him. However, I would recommend using him as the pacey striker running in behind. But other than that, he was okay. That is the biggest downfall really for him. And we shall move on to another strength. So onto his dribbling, something that is incredible on the ball. However, the lack of 4-star skills really does let him down for a player like myself, who does use a lot of skill moves in their gameplay. In terms of how he feels on the ball, using the new control dribbling, the control stick dribbling, whatever you want to call it, with the near enough maxed out agility and balance because of the chem style, his responsiveness is very, very good. One of the best, most responsive players I've used, similar to Quincy Promes, who I've used in the cam slot in my first team. And the increased dribbling, I'm not sure what that adjusts completely, but he is one of the most responsive players I've used so far. Being able to make those little touches, the little movement corrections when around the box, open up little gaps for yourself to shoot, which we did do in a couple of the clips. However, like I said, those 4-star skill moves, being able to do the Berber spins and a couple of other 4-star skill moves, which you're unable to do with a 3-star skiller, you're kind of more limited to step overs, to have to change your direction quickly. You can still use the lateral heel to heel flick, which is decent. However, you are just more limited in terms of being more unpredictable against your opponent. But other than that, his dribbling is fantastic, and he feels very, very responsive. And finally, we'll come on to a little bit of physical and strength of defending. I don't have any clips really showing it, but he's not awful. He's not going to get knocked off the ball every single time a defender comes into the back of him or comes to the side of him. He does well. He can hold off defenders. If you do find yourself getting knocked off the ball quite easily, I think, is it the marksman increases the physicality. A marksman chem style will increase the strength up to 72, which is a +10 on his base, which isn't too bad. Should make him a little bit more sturdy up front. However, you will be reducing the amount of shooting and dribbling boosts you get. So it is up to personal preference if you wanted to use him. Personally, I only had a chance to try out the finisher chem style. I'm sure in more time, maybe you find the one that's more preference to you. But as far as the other 5 or 6 games that I played with him, I had no real issue with his strength coming up against any of the centre backs so far. In terms of defending, however, just kind of negligible as a striker, which he was playing as. If you were playing him as a left wing and having him track back, I imagine he'll be able to do a job for you. However, I wouldn't rely on him as a defensive wide man. You would want to maybe choose someone else, someone more suited to it, and someone with better defending. It's not awful. I'm sure he could do a job, but yeah, he's not a standout defender from the front. He's no Bobby Firmino. And that is it. An honourable mention goes out to his long shots. We did manage to get one solitary free kick with him, and we did actually manage to score a very nice free kick, actually, top bins. And it is even nicer when the opponent tries to put a player on the line. Hopefully that means that they've patched it this year, because more or less 99% of the time last season, if an opponent puts a player on the line, he's going to header away if it's going top corner. So thankfully he doesn't this time. And Orsic bags himself a nice free kick. And yeah, that is my review, my showcase of first inform Orsic at left wing, even though he played up front. And for me, I think he's fantastic. If you're looking at an early budget super striker or super sub striker for the next, it won't be this week's FUT Champs, there's no FUT Champs this week, but definitely next FUT Champs or any FUT Champs going forward, at the fact that he's under 15k coins at this stage in the game, he is an absolute steal. Especially, I mean, I started him from the very first minute. You bring him on against tired defenders and he's going to have a lot of fun against them. I mean, the only thing I can say, like I said in going through in detail on his attributes, the passing is going to let you down sometimes. It's not perfect. He's far from a perfect player, far from the finished object. And the lack of 3, 4 or more star skills is going to let you down at times if you do choose to use those skill moves in your gameplay. But if you want him as a pure, fast, pacey striker up top, he's going to break lines, he's going to finish goals, and he's going to win you games, I highly, highly recommend Mislav Orsic as your choice for a super sub or super striker. And that is that. Thank you very much for watching. If I could do anything better, or if I could do anything to improve, or if you enjoyed, let me know in the comments down below. Leave a like or a dislike. Let me know. It helps me out massively on growing my channel. And if you want to stay up to date with anything from my road to glory, or if I choose to do any more player reviews, you can always hit subscribe. And that is that. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Davis. Good night.